Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Aliyah. What you'll need for this video is some yarn and a 5mm crochet hook and some stitches you're going to be learning today. Well, you should already know how to do the single crochet, but we're going to be learning the double crochet and the half double crochet. The yarn I used today is from Loops and Threads. It's called Impeccable and I got it at Michael's. This is part 2 of learning how to crochet the basics. If you want to learn part 1, go ahead and click the link right above in the upper right or left. I don't know. I'm going to put a little card there. You're going to grab your 5mm hook and you should already know how to do your slip knot. And you should already know how to do your chain stitches. If you don't know, you can either... I'm gonna link the part 1 down below in the description box. Actually, that's easier to part 1. So you're gonna chain up a chain of 10, and we're gonna be crocheting in the back loops of the chain, these little humps back here. So for double crochet, you're gonna add 2 more chains. So 1, 2, and then you're going to skip the first 3 back loops and you're going to go into the 4th back loop right there. Yarn over, go through the 4th back loop from the hook, pull through, and then you should have 3 on your chain, on your hook, yarn over, and then pull the yarn through 2 loops. So then now you should have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops, just like that. And you did your first double crochet. Now that chain, the first 3 chains you skipped count as your first double crochet. So that's why we chain 2 extra and then skip 3, because that counts as our first double crochet. And so now you're just going to keep repeating the same thing all the way down. So I actually don't like starting off my double crochets from the chain stitch. I just wanted to show you how I do it. But I'm going to show you a second method of starting your work with double crochets. You're actually going to do your first row with single crochets, and then from then on continue with double crochets. So I chain 10 and then I add a turning chain, and then I single crochet all the way back down. And I just sped it up. If you want to really slow down in depth on how to single crochet, link is in the description below for part 1. Alright, so we're at the end and we're going to start to do our double crochets. So we're actually going to chain 3 chains and then turn our work. And make sure you don't go in to that first space, because that chain 3 is your first double crochet. So we're not going to go into that first space. We're going to go into the second space. And make sure you yarn over, you go through, you pull a loop through, you yarn over, you pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, and then you yarn over again and pull through the following 2. And that is a double crochet. So yarn over, put your hook through, pull through yarn, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through 2. And that is a double crochet. This is probably the most common crochet stitch used, is a double crochet. It's really easy, it's really simple. Once you get the hang of it, it just flows right through your hook. Pull through 2, pull through 2. And I'm just going to do that for the remainder of this row. Alright, we're at the end. Now that last run can be pretty tricky, but one thing to avoid messing up is just counting your stitches as you go, and then count your stitches when you're finished as well. So when you finish a row, when you first start crocheting, just count every stitch to make sure you're keeping up and you're not increasing or decreasing or anything like that. You want to make sure it's even. I remember when I first started crocheting, I kept increasing because I think I kept going into that first stitch when I that turning chain. I kept adding each row. So try to avoid that as much as possible by just counting as you go and after each row. And at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or any craft store, you can get stitch counters. It's just like a little thing that clicks, you know, like if you're going out or something and they have that little clicker to keep track of how many people are coming in so they don't hit capacity. It's just like that. So you can keep track of your stitches and or your rows. And we're coming up on the end. And then that, now crocheting into that chain stitch is a little bit tricky, but honestly just make sure you go through and have 2 loops on the top. So not like this, not just one. Go through and make sure you have at least 2 loops on the top of your hook for that chain stitch. There's no exact science of really how to do it. And then you finish off your double crochet. Alright, so now we're moving on. I'm going to show you how to do half double crochets. And I'm just counting to make sure. I have 10 double crochets. Alright, so now we're moving on to half double crochets. You're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn your work, and now we're not going to go into that chaining stitch. We're going to go into the first stitch. So you're going to yarn over, pull through, so you have 3 on your hook, and then you're going to pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And that is the half double crochet. This is my favorite stitch. I use it on almost all my projects. It's really easy and it's really simple. Oops. Alright, it's just so simple. You just yarn over, go through your stitch, pull through a loop. Now you have 3 strands of yarn on your hook. You're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 strands, just like that. And just keep practicing, keep going, do as many rows as you want, and eventually you'll be like a pro. It'll just be really easy, it'll be flowing, just like this. The only way to get better is to practice. It's not going to come in the first day or the second day or the first week or the second week. You're just going to have to keep going. It takes a couple of months probably to really get the hang of it. But don't be discouraged. Just keep on going. And then, that, like I said before, that last chain stitch can be tricky, but as long as you go through and have 2 little loops on your hook, you should be fine. And this is what it should look like. And now I'm just counting my stitches to make sure that I have 10 half double crochets. Alright, so now we're going to do one more row. You're going to chain 1, turn your work. Don't go into that turning chain. Go into your first stitch, yarn over, go through, pull through a loop, pull through all 3. And I'm just going a little bit faster just so you can see the flow. Make sure you pause the video, rewind the video. You can slow down the video. Anything you need to make this as easy as possible for you. Watch the video more than once. Anything you need. And we're coming up on the end. It's much easier on half double crochet or single crochet rows for that last stitch than the double crochets. It's easier to find the stitch. But I'm just going back and counting to make sure, and there we go. We just learned how to double crochet and half double crochet. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you tune in to part 1 before you watch this video, and then make sure you like this video, subscribe, comment down below, follow me on Instagram at CraftsByAliyah, and follow me on depop.com at CraftsByAliyah. Thank you so much. Bye.